Good evening, good evening, good evening. How is everyone doing this? What are we, Thursday evening? I am about to shoot some content, so I figured while I'm getting dressed, let's go over some business funding, okay? Let's go over how we can get business funding that is solely in the business EIN. So, depending on your circumstances, I'm trying to get this light on. You may or may not either want to or be able to continue to extend your credit for the business, okay? So I want to talk tonight about different ways that you can go about getting funding for your business that is not based on your credit. So if you're interested in, if anything I'm saying tonight on this live makes sense, I want you to comment money in the chat, because in May, I am doing Money May. We're going to be doing a free webinar on breaking down how to get business funding that's solely in your EIN, okay? I know you're going to hear, get a no-doc loan, get your LLC, and I got funding in 30 days, and there are multiple different types or different ways of getting to the bank or getting funding for your business. But all of those no-doc loans in 30 days, all of those loans are going to require you to use your social, to use your credit and carry the business, okay? So you may be an established business owner like, hey, I have already extended my credit. I am not trying to, get in any more debt, or I have too much utilization. You may be, your credit right now may be a little challenged. You're working on it. That is fine. And you're not able to, partake in all of these funding opportunities that is based on personal credit. So tonight I wanted to kind of break down what we need to do to get funding that's solely in the business EIN. Okay. So first things first, and funding or business funding is going to be the same requirement that a person's going to need, a business will need. Because when you form your LLC, when you form your corporation, that is a new entity, so that is like another person. So if you were going to go get a loan, if you're going to go try to get some credit cards, you have to have a credit score, right? They're going to pull your credit. They're going to know what is your FICO score. And depending on what your credit score is, then you will either be able to get a credit card or you won't be able to get a credit card, okay? So that's going to be the same for your business. When you want to walk into the bank with your LLC, they're going to run your business credit. What business credit does your business have? So a lot of times people will say, well, I got a business credit card. I got a Chase card and it has my business name on it. And then when I ask them, well, did you have to put your social down on the application? They're going to say, well, yes. Well, any kind of credit extended and you use your social is not building business credit because the business didn't qualify for the funding. Okay. So when I'm talking about business credit that's based solely in the business name, solely off of the business EIN, I'm talking about pulling your business credit score, or you may have heard of a paydex score, and having your business be able to stand on its own, okay? So first things first, your business has to have a credit score, okay? Your business has to have a credit score, meaning your business has to have credit. You have to have either purchase something and pay it off in 30, 60, or 90 days, whatever are the terms, so that a score can be generated. Think about an 18-year-old who is fresh out of high school. He has no credit. Can the 18-year-old roll into Mercedes and get financing on a $100,000 car? No. Well, why not? Because that 18-year-old doesn't have any credit, right? So that's going to be the same with your LLC. When you form your LLC, you now have basically formed a new person. When you form your corporation, you have now formed a new person. Now we have to go and get credit in the business EIN, okay? So when you first have your LLC, you're going to get your EIN number. The EIN numbers, or your tax ID, your employer identification, or whatever you want to call it, that's going to be the business social security number. Now, there are going to be 3 different business credit bureaus. So for personal credit, we have TransUnion, Equifax, Experian. On the business side, you have Dun & Bradstreet, you have Small Business Experian, you have Small Business Equifax. You got 2 more, but those are going to be the most popular 3. Dun & Bradstreet, Small Business Experian, and Small Business Equifax, with Dun & Bradstreet being the largest business credit bureau, okay? So you may have heard of a Paydex score. Your Paydex score, Paydex, your Paydex score is like your FICO score for business. So as you're establishing business credit, when you go for like these applications, you're going to see on the apps, they're going to be asking you, what is your Paydex score, okay? So when you form your LLC and you get your EIN, you want to be able to go and get a Dun & Bradstreet number. A Dun & Bradstreet number, it's free. It's like your EIN. You don't have to pay for it. You're going to go get a Dun & Bradstreet number, and that's how you're going to be able to start establishing business credit, okay? So just because you have an LLC, we can't run to the bank. You got your LLC, we can't run and apply for credit cards. If you do all of that, you're going to get denied, okay? There's a process. Now, you may not like the process. What I'm about to say tonight may be boring, but this is going to be the process to establish business credit that is not using you as a personal guarantor. You are not going to be putting your social down. Now, if you don't like this process, you want to expedite it, that's fine. All you have to do is be a PG or a personal guarantor, or put your social down, and then the business can piggyback off of your credit, okay? So we have if any of this is making sense and you want to have like a more information, I'm doing a free webinar in May. I'm calling it Money May. Just type money in the comments and a link will be sent to your DM. If your Instagram page is private, then just DM me the word money and I will be able to send you a link to my free Money May webinar on how to get business funding solely in the business EIN. So we're going to form our LLC, that's our separate entity, and then we're going to go get our Dun & Bradstreet number, or our DUNS number, or our D&B number. You may have heard of any of those terms. Now, once we get our DUNS number with our EIN and our LLC, we are now able to go and start building business credit. So business credit is going to be like, it's a process, okay? You can't skip one step. You got to go through the whole process. So the analogy I like to use is, no matter how smart your child may be, they can't go from kindergarten to high school. They have to first complete elementary school, then they have to go through middle school, and then they get to high school, okay? Well, that's going to be the same for your business. When we're establishing business credit, the first thing we have to do is start having companies extend our business a line of credit. Meaning, I will be able to purchase something from them and not have to pay it right there in the store. I'll have 30, 60, or 90 days to pay it back, okay? So, if you're trying to get credit cards, you're trying to walk into a real store, they don't know if your business is going to pay on time, right? is basically your credit report, whether it's your business credit report or your personal credit report, is just a report saying, hey, this is how this person pays. Either you pay early, you pay on time, you pay late, or you don't pay. So when we're trying to establish business credit, what is so hard about it is that a lot of vendors that businesses use do not report to the business credit bureaus. They don't report to Dun & Bradstreet. They don't report to Business Experian, and they don't report to Business Equifax, okay? So what we have to do when you first start, we're going to go through elementary school. Elementary school for your business is going to be getting a Tier 1 account, getting Tier 1 trade lines, or getting net 30 accounts. You may have heard of any of those terms. Tier 1 trade lines, vendor accounts, net 30 accounts. These are going to be businesses that are going to extend your business a line of credit. They know that you are trying to establish business credit. They know the only reason you're on their website is because you're trying to start your business credit journey. So some of the net 30 vendors you may have heard of, maybe Quill, Granger, T-Shirt Club. And if you heard of any of those, you're going to say, oh, I don't want to do all that. I'm tired of hearing about Quill. I'm tired of hearing about Granger. I'm tired of hearing about the T-Shirt Club. I'm tired of hearing about Wise Business Plan. I thought you was going to say something good. Well, one thing about me, I'm going to always keep it real, okay? So, the Quill, the Granger, all the boring things you've heard, those are the only vendors who's going to give your LLC with this EIN and Dun & Bradstreet number that has nothing reporting to it a chance. They're the only ones, okay? So you can go on ahead and run to the bank and apply for Chase. You're going to get denied. You can go ahead and run to the bank and try to get you, try to finance a car in your business name. You're going to get denied, okay? So what I'm saying, I'm not going to tell you something fun. It ain't going to sound sexy. I'm not going to spice it up. I'm not going to have a good headline. I'm keeping it 100. So these boring accounts that you've already heard of, they are the only ones that are going to extend your LLC that has no history of paying anything a line of credit to start the business credit process, okay? So you're going to go get some trade lines in that Tier 1, which would be elementary school in my example. And they know you're only here to start business credit. So they're going to sell you some overpriced office supplies, janitorial supplies. You can get you a business plan. They got JJ Gold for my girls who like makeup. You're going to go and they're going to give you a line of credit, meaning this. You can go and buy something from them. They are going to let you have it and tell you, hey girl or hey boy, I just need you to pay this invoice in 30 days. Once you pay that invoice, they're going to then report that you paid that invoice to Dun & Bradstreet, Small Business Experian, Small Business Equifax. That's how you get your first trade line in business credit. I'll say it again. These companies already know you don't really want to be there. They already know the game, right? You don't want to be here. You're only here because you want to establish business credit. We're not tripping. You can establish business credit. So that they know that's the only reason why you're there. That's the only reason why you're there. And so let's just start the process. So you're going to go get some Tier 1 accounts, okay? You're going to go pay those off. Once you pay them, they're going to then report that on-time payment to Dun & Bradstreet, Small Business Equifax, or Small Business Experian. you need to have a nav.com account, nav.com. You may have heard of it, but you want to go and get the paid nav.com account, okay? The paid nav.com account, it may run you about $40-50 a month. It's going to work like Credit Karma, but for business credit. It's going to show you what trade lines are reporting on all 3 business credit bureaus. It's going to show you what your business credit score is, what's your FICO score, what's your IntelliScore. It's going to tell you what's reported, okay? So if you want to know, do I have a business credit score? What's my score? Boom, boom, boom. You need to be having a nav.com account, okay? So we're going to go to our tier 1 vendors. We're going to go ahead and start buying some things that we don't need, that we don't want. But hey, we are tired of using our own credit. Or hey, I may have gone through something right now. My credit is not going to be able to be used. So what you need to do is we need to start establishing business credit. So the next thing we're going to do after we go through and get our net 1 account reporting to our business credit report is we are going to now go and once we have our tier 1 accounts reporting to our business credit report, now we can go to the next stage. Now we can go to middle school, right? Middle school will be now store credit cards. Credit cards that you can use in that store. So that's going to be your Home Depot, your Lowe's, your Staples, your Office Max, your Office Depot. A credit card that you can use at that store. Now, you can't just run to Home Depot. You just can't get your LLC and run to Lowe's, because Lowe's, their requirement, the store credit card requirement is we want to first see some tier 1 accounts reporting to your business credit report before we deal with you. Okay? So although it's a process, it's a step, we don't want to skip the steps. If you skip the steps, we're not going to have any success. Okay? So after we get our store credit cards, and in the store credit cards, it's going to get a little better because you can get some office supplies from Staples, Office Depot. Depending on what your industry is, you may be able to get some janitorial supplies, something for your business from home or Lowe's. But tier 2 will also include your fleet cars or your gas cards, right? Everyone here, well, unless you live in New York or something like that, would have a car, right? So we can now go on ahead and get us something that can make us some sense. A gas card, bet. Once we get our tier 2 accounts and they're reporting to our business credit report, we now can graduate into high school, okay, or tier 3. So the high school accounts will be your cash credit cards. Credit cards that you can use anywhere, okay? So that will be your Chase, your Capital One, your American Express, a credit card that you can use anywhere. But mind you, Chase, American Express, Capital One, none of these store cards are going to approve you unless they look on your business credit report and they see, okay, she got tier 1 accounts. Okay. Oh, she got tier 2 accounts. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, we like her. We like him. Okay, well, come on over. Come on over and get you a card. Okay. This is why the second you get your LLC and you go to the bank, you apply for a credit card. If they don't see anything, I don't know why I changed the way I did this contour. I found these on Instagram pages, and I just need to stay in my own lane and do what I do. Do what I do. So you want to be able to. So tier 3 or high school is going to be these cash credit cards. But the cash credit cards are going to pull your business credit report. What's reporting on there? Have you paid your tier 1 or your net 30 accounts on time? Are you trusted? Have you gone to tier 2 and paid those on time? Okay, well, you paid the tier 1s on time. You paid your tier 2s on time. Okay, we like you. Okay, well, come on over here and get you a credit card. Come on. Then, for those of you guys saying, this credit card sounds good. All that sounds good. So some people consider being able to, get some tier 1 accounts, some net 30 accounts, and then get some store credit cards. Maybe you could buy something on Amazon or, Costco. I don't know what your business type is. And then, you can get the cash credit cards, and there's ways to, pull the cash off a credit card. And so some people will consider that business funding, right? All what I spoke about just now, all you got to do is have your LLC, EIN, Dun & Bradstreet number. You're not going to have any kind of financials. You're not going to have any kind of profit and loss statement. No tax returns. So if you are good with that kind of funding, then there's your business funding, okay? Now, some people may say, well, girl, that's cool and all, but I need me some money. I need a line of credit. I need a loan. I need me some cash in my hand. I can't make the moves I want to make with just that credit. I thought I was going to get something else. So if anything of what I'm saying tonight makes sense and you want to learn more, type in money in the comments. A link will be sent to you. I'm having a free webinar on how to get business funding that is solely in your EIN. That's not going to be requiring you to be a personal guarantor. Okay? So if we like the credit cards, we like the gas cards, we like all that, we're cool with that, well then there's your business funding. But for someone who is trying to, that sounds good, girl, but I need some cash in my hand. I need me some money. I gotta make some other kind of moves. I need me some money. Well, for us to walk into the bank, that's gonna require a little bit more than just the LLC, EIN, and social. Okay? So for those who are saying that that you need more and you want to go to the bank, we got to have a couple more things, okay? Number one, you're going to have business revenue. The business is going to have to be making money, because depending on the amount of loan or line of credit that you're trying to get is going to be dependent on whether or not the business can afford this kind of debt. It's going to be the same as if you was trying to go apply to get a car, right? You go to the dealership and you want to get a car. Well, if you make $30,000, are you going to get approved for a $200,000 car? Well, no, because you don't have the monthly income that's going to be able to sustain or pay that note. So if you're looking for hardcore, where's my other way here? If you're looking for hardcore cash, you're going to now have to have business revenue, okay? So 90 days before it is time for us to go get some funding, we need to make sure that these bank accounts represent earning enough revenue that can justify the loan that you're trying to get. If you take credit card payments, it'd be great if you had a POS system. But for us to get money in our hand, we're going to have revenue. Okay? Now, once again, like I say, I don't sugarcoat things. I'm not going to give you a good catch line. I'm just going to give you, just the hardcore facts. So that is what you need to do to get business funding if we're trying to establish business credit. Now, some people consider, taking cash out credit cards. business funding, that's fine. If you're wanting hardcore cash, you are going to have revenue to be able to justify that you can pay back whatever is the amount that they're lending. Now, another way of getting hardcore cash in your hand, if you are pre-revenue or if maybe our revenue is a little low, we're starting our business, but financially on paper, it's just, we aren't quite there. Another way of getting cash in your hand or some business funding will be to apply for business grants. Unlike business credit, business grants are not going to require any kind of financials, okay? So you are not going to have tax returns. You are not going to have a P&L statement. You are not going to have to be able to show how you can pay back the money, because in grants, you don't pay the money back. Grants are going to be free money that a business or organization will give your business to help start, grow, or expand your business, okay? So if you're looking for some cash and we don't have revenue, then you may want to try to start applying for business grants. Now, to have business grants or to win a business grant, the larger grants are going to want you to have an LLC. Now, they do have some startup grants that don't require LLC. They just say, hey, if you think about starting a business, you want to start a business, like, we are here for you, okay? So there are a couple of startup grants, but for the most part, you are going to need an LLC. You're going to need an EIN. And you're going to need a business bank account, because when you're awarded the grant, they are going to, cut the check in the business name. You don't have to have a Dun & Bradstreet number. There's not a process that you have to walk through. All you're going to do is apply for the business grant. So what they're looking for, they are looking for business owners that need money and can explain why they need the money. How are they going to use this money to better their business, better the community? Do they have a plan for the money? So I always tell people, we need to ask for things that are going to make you money, okay? Now, a lot of times, people want to ask for a grant for operational expenses. They're going to ask for a grant, I want to have some, extra money in the bank. Well, this is business. Just, having extra money laying around, just operational expenses. You want to be a little bit more detailed with what you ask for in a business grant, okay? So asking for things that will make you money, like maybe payroll for some additional staff. Maybe if you were able to be more in your business and you were able to hire some people to maybe, a receptionist or some more workers to kind of work the day-to-day operations, answering the phone, social media, booking appointments, and that will give you more time to be in the business. Maybe you need to update your equipment, right? And if you're able to update your equipment, you will be able to take on better jobs, bigger jobs, different types of jobs. Maybe you don't have the proper equipment. So by being able to get the equipment you need, you'll be able to make more money by now being able to offer different things. Maybe in your industry requires you to have some kind of expensive software that you can't afford, right? Or it's just not in the budget right now. So asking for software will be something good. Maybe you are working out of your home, right? You're working out of your home, and it's just time to go on ahead and get an office space. Or you already have an office space, but maybe you've outgrown it. Maybe it's time for you to get a bigger office space or a bigger warehouse. Well, asking for a rent for office space or a warehouse, that's something you should be asking for. Ask yourself, what does my business need to make money? What do I need in my business right now that will help me make more money? Whatever that is, that's what you want to ask for. If any of this is making sense to anyone and you want a more detailed explanation as to how to get business funding that's going to be solely in the business EIN, not using your social, type in money in the chat and a link will be sent to you. If your page is private, then DM me the word money. So in May, I'm calling May Money May. I am going to be doing a free masterclass as to how to get business funding that's solely in your EIN. Okay? Because some people are going to need some capital. Whatever you're trying to do, you just need some money, right? And so if your credit is not where it needs to be and the business is not able to kind of piggyback off of you, well, you need to have another avenue or another way of being able to get funds into your business, okay? So business grants are a great way of getting money in because the best thing is we don't have to pay the money back. So dependent on the cash flow of the business, if our business is new or if we don't feel confident in extending or getting a loan or maxing out our credit cards because we don't know if our business is going to make enough money, well, business grants, you don't have to pay back, right? So it's not going to affect your cash flow. It's not going, I don't have my monkeys in here. It's not going to have that monkey be on your neck because there's not going to be an additional payment you have to make. Another great thing about grants is that there's no limit to how many you can apply for. There's not like a grant database where grant number 1 can see that, oh, if this person applied to 15 grants this month, she's tripping, right? There is no grant database. So you're able to apply for multiple grants. I always tell business owners, apply for 5 to 10 grants every single month. It's going to, number 1, increase your chances of winning. Number 2, you're going to get more confident in what you're asking for. You're going to get more confident in filling out the grant applications. It's not going to be as scary to you, right? Another great thing about business grants is that they're not based on credit. So if you don't have credit, you have bad credit, whatever the case may be, it's not a problem because grants are not based on credit. Most grants are not going to do a background check. Okay, so if you may have a criminal history, most grants don't do a background check. I have a grant bundle. It is $99. It's going to give you the link to over 900 business grants. It's also going to have training videos that break down what to ask for, how to ask for it, what not to ask for. So if you're interested in getting my grant bundle, you can type in grant in the comment and a link will be sent to you. I also have a felon-friendly grant bundle. So if you do have a criminal history, if you have a criminal history and you're not afraid of the word no, I would say get my regular grant bundle. But I get it. Some people, like, hey, I'm tired of hearing no. I only want to apply for grants that I know are not going to run a background check. Well, I have a felon-friendly grant bundle. You can type in felon-friendly in the comments and a link will be sent to you. So, if you have multiple LLCs, you can also be applying to multiple grants, right? So if I have a hair salon and an online boutique, I can apply for the same grant in both LLC names. So grants are not gonna they're not gonna pull your credit. It's not based on your credit. You don't have to pay the money back. They're also a great way of getting income or capital into your business. So in May, I'm doing a free masterclass. Called Money May going into detail as to how to get business funding for your business that is solely in the business EIN. Okay? You are not going to get on this free webinar and I say, you got to first fix your credit. This is going to be how to get business funding that is solely in the business EIN. So if what I'm talking about tonight interested you, type in money in the chat and a link will be sent to you to get on my waiting list to sign up for my free Money May Masterclass. But those are going to be the two ways of getting funding without using your social. Now, all the other plays, you are going to have to use your social. And once again, whatever play you want to use, nothing's wrong with, using your social. Nothing's wrong with, being a personal guarantor. There's more than one way to skin a cat. There are more than one plays that can be ran. But I'm just going to be showing this one way. Well, I'm only going to be talking about non-PG ways of getting funding. So I feel like I just feel like there is that's what's missing, I think, right now in all this funding space. So that's why I'm going to do a free masterclass. So now there will be no reason as to why we are not getting money or getting funding for our business, getting the capital that we need to be able to start, grow, or expand our business. Okay? So I am about to go record some new content. I'm finally feeling better from being down with the flu. The flu is no joke. And so now it's back to get to jigging, getting back to, doing what I do. So if you are interested in getting on the waiting list for my free masterclass, just type in money in the chat. My team will then email you a link to actually sign up. We are still working on getting everything set up. They need some information from me, and I am behind schedule from being sick. Okay, if you wait on an LLC, I'm doing emails every single day, trying to correspond with y'all. So check your emails. I'm texting some of y'all. I'm trying to get to everyone because I know I am behind, and y'all like, girl, are you here? Like, I'm here, y'all. Just let me just catch up, okay? Let me catch up. I check my emails just, I don't want nothing getting lost in the sauce. So I'm one of those micromanagers, I'll give my assistant something to do, but I'll be on my emails, okay? So I'm about to get ready. Everyone have an awesome Thursday night, and I will, of course, see you at the bank. Have a good night. Bye.